Hey Chicago West, I'm Maddie MacMath. For those of you who didn't meet me when I lived in Chicago, I now live and work here in Germany for an organization called PX that supports women here in Frankfurt that are caught in prostitution.
And I'm Laura Wuttke, the director of PX. PX has existed for 5 years now, and it has started as a small church project, but since then has grown into a big non-profit with a drop-in center, brothel outreach in 5 cities, and an ever-expanding product label. Our dream is to see heaven break into the red light districts here in the Rhein-Main area, and we want to be a place of belonging and hope for the women we're building relationships with.
And we're coming to the US. We'll be in Chicago from November 17th through the 20th, and we're coming directly to you, Chicago West. We have an event planned with stories and fundraising. We're bringing some of our products with us. That's on Friday, November 19th at 6 p.m. at Chicago West.
We love and see that Jesus told so many stories about the people he met and about how he changed the lives of these people. And we also see that in our work. We see that living life together and sharing life with each other changes us.
One story I want to share with you quickly here is from a woman, now a friend. I'll call her Tara. So we met Tara first during one of our brothel outreaches. We lost touch during Corona when the brothels closed, and then we reconnected when she showed up at the steps of our Schwesterherz drop-in center. And it was at the drop-in center where she first shared her real name with us and more pieces of her story. We found out that Tara was first married at 13, that she had her first child by 15 after only being in school for 3 years. Her father was an alcoholic and died young, which, as some of you know or can imagine, that caused incredible stress for her family. Tara moved to Germany a few years later in search of a better life for, at the time, her baby son. As any of y'all who are parents will understand, she wanted something different and better than what she had had. And in the Eastern European country that she comes from, there aren't a lot of opportunities, and so she moved to Germany in search of that. At first, she found a job as a housemaid in a hotel, and she was in the middle of the very challenging process of building this better life for her son. But through a series of events that were mostly out of her control, Tara ended up in the red light district. Working in a brothel, because of her lack of literacy and job skills, became the only way for her to support her family. Tara's years in the red light district are evident, not only in her financial debts and life's and financial stresses, but also in her identity and the trauma that she's experienced, the ways that she sees herself as a prostitute, that's all she'll ever be. We're currently walking with Tara as she's in the process of searching for another job, but it's not easy. She needs not only literacy training in German, but also job skills, affordable housing, money management skills. But perhaps most of all, she needs people who will continue to give her a chance. She needs friends and others who will remind her that she is strong and valuable and loved, not only by us, but also by God. We want to walk with Tara through this whole process in the steps forward and in the steps backwards, as we're learning what it means to love our neighbor well, to fight for justice in the red light district, and to remind her that she's not alone, that in all of her dreams for her son, whose 3rd birthday we celebrated together, her dreams for herself, for her family, that she's not fighting for these things alone, and that we're there with our love and with the love of God every step of the way.
Tara's story is just one of dozens and dozens that we've heard over the last 5 or 6 years, and especially stories that we've heard over the last year when we've opened the drop-in center and we got to know the women on a deeper and more intimate level. And we want to share these stories with you, and we want to bring them to you. And that's why we hope that you'll be with us on the 19th when we bring more stories. We hope that we can laugh together, Maybe we might even cry a little bit together. But most of all, we want to bring you the hope that we experience here in the red light districts in Germany. We're bringing some of our products, we're bringing a lot of stories, and we just want to engage and interact with you about what we see God doing here. As you can see, this is an event you don't want to miss. And until we see each other at the end of November, I will say how we do in Germany, auf Wiedersehen.
We'll see you then.
Bye!